don't need that either. Aha, here we go. Now we're getting something more than scribbles. Put you over there. Okay. All right. So, what did you think about this one?
It was a little harder to understand. I think because it was so techy and I don't really know that world. And another thing that is hard for me to understand is how people move into such a crowded market and how people succeed with so much competition. I've never really understood how to really stand out. And even reading through this, it seemed like he did really good, but I still don't totally understand how he beat out like hundreds of other companies by what he did. So
yeah, that is amazing how that worked, because when, in my opinion, I don't know how long I've been dealing with Dropbox. I use it, but when I first got it, either I didn't know how to use it, which is very likely, or it didn't work the way he showed in his demo. In his demo made it look like everything just traveled between one device to another and so on. And it didn't work that way for my computer. Maybe that is because I had an Apple phone, an Apple iPad, and I had a Microsoft Office desktop. I don't know. But if I type something up on my desktop, I could put it in Dropbox and I could see it on my phone. But if I changed something on it on my phone, it did not change it on the desktop. It sent a whole new document over, but it wouldn't change it. And so it was very frustrating to me. I still use it, but not. I haven't used it for moving files around for a long time because I didn't find that it was working that way. I might do that again now that I've seen the video.
Yeah, watching the video, it actually was a lot cooler than I ever knew it was. Like some of the features that he used.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, Jeff. Hi, I'm on a school web call. Anyway, are you going with me today? Okay, probably 3:30. Thanks. Bye-bye. I work at the temple on Wednesdays. I think I told you. And so I'm leaving a little later today, but that was the guy I take every week. And so I had to take his call, but sorry.
Oh, that's totally fine.
But let's see, where was I now? I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, I lost my whole. Sorry, he interrupted. He usually gets a hold of me an hour or two ago. Think about it. Yeah. Well, anyway, irregardless. Yeah. So anyway, I thought his idea is the first question that we were looking at talks about the Dropbox and that idea is how in the world that all worked and what opportunity did he see and so on. I liked it. I liked his vision. I thought that his idea was super, and I think that it probably, looking at the video, it finally worked out that way.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem that way to me. But that just, I'm not the world's smartest when it comes to computers. Obviously, I have a difficult time getting on here with you. So, yeah. The second one is the Dropbox profitable as of June 2010. So did you go through all those numbers?
Kind of. I didn't use the formula they gave.
Okay.
But I just I figured out how many paid users and how many free users there were, and figured out the cost for that. So it said $3.18 was the cost for every paid user, and 11 cents was the cost for every free user. And then it said there was an estimated revenue of around 10 to 15 million in 2010. So with those, I figured out the total expenses for the users were 747,000, and then their employees cost 1.2 million a year. And so added up, it was almost $2 million. But if their revenues were 10 million, which is the low side of the estimate, they would have been profitable.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I looked at it and worked it out, probably similar to yours, and I found that they were definitely profitable. And we see them still today. So
Yeah.
I guess they must have stayed that way. That's the one thing about these case studies. Very seldom do I have the time to then go back and see, well, what's happening with them today? Have they succeeded? I do it once in a while, but not as often as I'd like. There's not enough time for me to go playing with all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that I thought it was profitable. Let's see. When he applied to anyway, when he applied to this company, his hypothesis, let's see, when he applied to Y Combinator, I think it says, anyway, it's Exhibit 2. What hypothesis did Houston hold about key elements of Dropbox business model as of June 2012? Maybe I misunderstood, but I thought that his that he was looking at where's my notes? Oh shoot, that page. I can't think of the term I had. I can't think of I can't find any notes I have on it either. Anyway, he was doing a separate one. For the paid one was more for professional use. And I thought that he was trying to work out something so that it worked better for the businesses than it did for individuals, but I can no longer remember the details of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't find anything on it. It's not good. Okay, where's Exhibit 2? Let's just go there and see what. Okay, here's Exhibit 2.
Yeah, so it's just his application for that loan or grant or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So reading through that, I think I don't know, the key elements that he was like trying to show off was that, I mean, and it was his motto that it just works, and that he had figured out all the problems that other people had been having, and he fixed them. And he tested it on those like techie websites. I don't remember what they were called, but the forums with everyone that was really into programming and stuff like that. And he tested it through them first, and they helped him find more bugs, and he was just constantly debugging and constantly perfecting it.
Right. Yeah, and and I didn't understand a whole lot of that either.
Yeah.
It's it's not as simple as dealing with Dr. Johns.
Yeah, toothbrushes.
But yeah, but he was smart like John. You know, he knew how to fix the stuff. He knew what he wanted, and he knew how to make it work. And then he just went with it. And I thought that was real positive on his side. You know, that he did. You know, and apparently, you know, I don't know if he still owns it today, but it's doing much better now than it was then.
Yeah.
In fact, isn't it Google? Who is it that picked them up? They're tied to somebody's
I don't know.
Microsoft. Because when I got Windows 10, it came with it. Their business version came with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want their business version. I just wanted my same little simple version. And I couldn't get it off my computer. It's still there somewhere. I got it so it didn't keep popping up every day. But but I wasn't interested in paying for anything that I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Especially when I wasn't using it that much. So okay. Anyway, the last thing down here was, what should Houston's top priorities as the case end, or what was his top priorities as the case ended in 2010? Wasn't his top priorities to seek to, let's see, how do I, come on computer. Let's see.
The conclusion said he wondered if his team was ready for the rapid expansion ahead.
Yeah, he was wondering about that. But what his top priorities were having to do with what his top priorities were supposed to have been that that it would be a simple program for everybody to be able to use. But it seemed to me that at the end, his priorities had slipped some, so that he still wanted to have it to be that way, but he also wanted the professional people that needed the more complicated a program to be able to have what they wanted also. And so to me, his priorities had kind of shifted a little. They were no longer strictly just so that everybody could do what they, could have access and move their stuff around. He wanted to make everybody happy if he could. And that's what I decided this professional version was something that that he was using to satisfy those people who were wanting to be on the wanting him to make it bigger and better. Does that make sense? Did you get that out of it, or? Okay.
Yeah, and on the list of like the top cloud companies or whatever, he wasn't that high, which I think is super surprising because I hadn't heard of any of the other companies. But all of them had like a pro edition for bigger businesses. And so I think he was just going off of their successes and wanted to get to the top of those lists.
Yeah, I understand. Did you watch the video? Was it a video? Yeah. Did you watch the? Or no, it wasn't a video. There was an announcement or a teacher, something from the instructor, Billy Mitchell, that talked about some information that he wanted to give out about Dropbox and about some other company, Abandon or something like that. Did you see that?
I have not seen it yet. No.
I stumbled across it somewhere. I don't even know how I did it. And that's my problem with computers. But it was somewhere in this week's stuff, I think. But when I got through with it, I ended up in next week's stuff, and I had to figure out how to get back, and basically had to shut down everything and come and start and go back and start over. But I think it was in this week's stuff. But when I pushed the forward arrow after that, it took me to week 3, and so I don't know how come it did all that to me. But it was an interesting an interesting look at these companies from his vantage point.
Yeah.
If I understood it correctly, Brother Mitchell's son works for one of the Bantam something or another name, the company. No, not Dropbox, the other one that he was talking about, which had similar success, as far as I can tell. Anyway, okay. Let's see. Now, how am I going to get? Is this link? Is this thing up at the top? Is that our link thing, or that I have to turn in for this video? Is it?
I think we get the link after. I can email it to you again.
Okay, yeah, send it to me again. Yeah, I had when I filled out that question thing, mine got all messed up. And at least in my mind, it got all messed up. And the instructor said it was okay, and when he went through it, he would take care of it. So I just want to make sure that he got everything that all the right answers. So
yeah, and I don't know if it's just because it's the first week, but it seems like his grading is pretty forgiving.
Yes, and I appreciate that to no end.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he's moderately forgiving for this week. So we'll see how it all goes. All right. So now I haven't looked. One of the classes that I'm taking, and I can't remember if it's this one or the other one, we're supposed to be doing 2 case studies a week. Is this the only case study we have this week in this class? Do you know, or do we have another one? Because I didn't get that far to look.
Let me see. I think this might be it. I guess it was kind of last weekend, this week that we already had one.
Yeah.
No, we have another one.
We do have another one?
Yes.
Saturday or something?
The 14th. Whatever day that is. Yeah, Saturday.
Okay, so we'll probably have to meet again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me look at the schedule and my schedule, and what day does that do? Oh, I mean that's due on the 14th, but what day does this meeting need to be held? Does it show? I don't have that.
No, everything just says the 14th at 11.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, let's touch base. Look at your schedule. I'll look at mine. I don't know what's going on for me on Saturday at this moment.
Okay.
So let's see if we can fit out a time we can get together and do this little video thing again. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, thanks, Allison.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good time at the temple.
Oh, I always do. It's a great experience. I love working there, and we're working in the baptistry right now, so it's cool.
Oh, cool.
So you will need to turn off that live thing too now that we're not talking about this program anymore.
Yeah.